right, chaps? It's me, Brummie Dave. I'm back. Andy gave me a call the other day. He rang me up. He said, I'm having a lot of bloody views with these videos where I go the worst bands. Nobody's interested in the best bands. They're just interested in the worst bands. Would you want to do one? And I said, yeah. Can I do one that's called Bands on Caustic? And he said, no one's going to bloody understand that, Andy. No one, except for people from Birmingham, no one's going to understand Caustic it. I can't stick that band. You know, so I've decided to go with 10 bands that are bloody rubbish by Brummie Dave. And we're going to kick straight in. You know how it works. I mean, after I came on last time, I had a lot of emails off the general public saying that my down-to-earth approach was much better than Andy's airy-fairy approach. And I think I'm right. I'm salt to the earth, I am. And so I'm really pleased to be back and to offer some bloody common sense. Because I've been watching his videos where he goes, this is a bad band, this is a bad band. He don't make any bloody sense. Now, I've got to be honest, some of the choices on here, they are a bit, what's the word? When people might get annoyed by them. But I can't help it. What you see is what you get. I'm salt of the earth, so this is it. Some of these bands might be quite bloody good, but I don't like them, that's it. I can't stick them. So should we just go straight in? And before you think, don't think there's going to be no bands from Birmingham on here. There will be. I'm not bloody prejudiced. Right, you'll be surprised. Some of the choices here, some rock bands, proper rock bands as well, but I don't like them. Right, shall we just get straight in with number... I'm going to go in at number 10, which is the first one on the list, sending up to number 1, because that's how a top 10 works. So, at number 10, I've got Mly Crow. They're bloody rubbish, aren't they? Mly Crow, what's that all about? I mean, they're a bunch of girly boys, aren't they, old Mly Crow? What's wrong with them? They're always bloody overdosing and falling over, hurting themselves, having car crashes. They can't bloody do anything. You couldn't rely on them for anything, Mly Crow. And they come out, they got all the bloody leather. I don't mind that. But their hairstyles, they look like bloody Dolly Parton, doesn't it? They got all that makeup on, and they got stupid names like Nikki Sixx, haven't they? And Tommy Lee and other ones like that, you know. And when they first came, I thought, well, they're bloody all right, aren't they? You know. But it was a bit poserish. They got no bloody wrist. But as time went on, I just thought, what is wrong with you? Like, I mean, that Vince Steele, it sounds like somebody bloody strangling a cat. I've bloody got a cat at the moment. It's bloody doing all sorts in the bottom of my garden. I think it's a female one, and I think he's she. Sorry, I've got the wrong gender there. You don't want to be doing that nowadays, do you? Oh, you can now in the UK apparently. Anyway, she's a female cat, and I think she goes off and has she has a bit of a thing with the old foxes down the bottom of the garden. It's a right bloody noise. Anyway, the other day I heard this cat going off. Right, so I get a brick and I bloody chuck it out the back window to try and get the cat. It wasn't a cat. It was some bloke sitting there, some posy rocker with too many tattoos and a bit of eyeliner, listening to Mly Crow. And he was doing it in a way he thought was really bloody good. You know, just because Primark stuck a few T-shirts out for the teenagers with Mly Crow, and everyone thinks they're cool, that doesn't make you cool. What's wrong with everybody? Mly Crow, they're bloody rubbish. They're not a proper rock band. Most of those bands in the 80s with too much makeup on. I mean, I was going to put Bon Jovi, but I don't mind Bon Jovi because he seems like a decent chap, doesn't he? What's this? The wife's just messaged me. It's all right, don't worry about it. It's my wife. She said not to mention a certain bloody band, but I'm going to. I don't care. But I'll get to that. She said, don't say them, because all that's going to happen is people are going to get upset. Right, and I don't bloody care. Right, so shall we move on? I ain't got much to say about them. Right, number 9, I've got Jamar. Andy loves them. What's wrong with him? Has he got no bloody taste? Right, I mean, I don't like funk at the best of times. I mean, what's bloody funk about? Having a dance. I don't have a dance, I have a headbang. I don't need anything to bloody dance to. But Earth, Wind and Fire, those sorts of chaps, they're all right. I mean, some of them American black chaps, they are funky, and you gotta let them be funky even if you don't like it. I say, let the American black chaps be funky. Leave them to it. I've got no problem with them doing it. Live and let live, that's what I say. But then when you get a load of British people trying to be funky, it's a bloody ridiculous. They all sat there, being there doing their funky things and going on about bloody climate change all the time and how you're going to ruin the world and all that bit. And then the thing is, you know why I really hate them? I'll tell you why I really bloody hate them. It's that JK. JK, what's he about? Bloody hell. Driving around his Ferraris, going on about the fact we shouldn't be hurting the environment. Right, I can't stick him. I can't stick that Jamar. It seems like he's too big for his bloody boots. Right, and he probably is, because he's always jumping around like his shoes are too small for him. He's dancing about. He's always got a great big massive hat on, right? And in his house, if you see that video in his house, and he's bloody sliding around all over the place. I don't know what he's got going on with his floors. I mean, I do know a couple of builders up in Handsworth that might have done his floor in there, and I could understand it then. But if you've got that, don't go making a bloody video about it. Just get it bloody sorted out. Get someone who knows what they're bloody doing in. You know, don't go and get Cowboy Barry from that Handsworth in. Everyone knows what you're going to end up with there. But that's not the reason why I bloody hate him. Right, because a whole bunch of bands around then that I didn't really like very much, like brand new bloody heavies and all that lot rubbish. Bloody rubbish stuff. Who wants to be funking about like that? Andy likes his funk. He's off his bloody head. The thing about Jamar, I wasn't that happy. I wasn't that happy when Trump sent all those blokes down to that big building, the Capitol building in Washington. Didn't he? He sent them all down. All the Proud Boys and all, they all went down there, didn't they? All trying to break in and sit in the chairs. They're not supposed to bloody sit in. It was wrong, wasn't it? What Trump did then. I didn't like it. But the worst thing is he sent that Jamar down, didn't he? Did you see him walking around? He put a bloody Union Jack thing on his... Not a Union Jack, what the Americans have. That's the equivalent style of stripes. He got that on his face. He got his Jamar out. His Jamar costume. He's coming in like this. You know, I think, what's he going to do now? Nixing virtual insanity. Well, it's bloody virtual insanity what they were up to in there. Bloody hell, he go to prison. I don't think he bloody did. Not on Jamar, no. Got off, didn't he? Because his mum's a famous singer and he knows all the people. I don't like JK at all. Don't like him. JK, don't like him. I mean, what's his actual bloody name? We don't even know who he is. He could be going around incognito now, doesn't he? Because without his big hat, you know, and the big horns and then stars and stripes, we don't know where he is. He could be anywhere. I saw him now. Right, he looks like a shadow of his former self. He's got a bit pudgy. You'd think all that jumping around with the floor wobbling all over the place, it'd keep you quite slim like me. I've been able to keep the weight off, you see. I have, yes. That's because I smoke 80 fags a day. That's how I do that. Anyway, shall we move on? Right, now this is where my wife just texted me. She just said, don't put on this band that I've got at number 3. I had him at number 1 to start off with, but I thought, can't be doing that. They're getting really upset people. So I've dropped it down to number whatever. This one is 10, 9, 8. This is it, bloody number 8. Got a long way to go. Yeah, it's bloody boring, isn't it? Anyway, at number 8, I've got the Beatles. Yes, the Beatles, right? I don't like them. I mean, what's that about? Everybody loves the Beatles. Andy loves the Beatles. I bet you lot like the Beatles. Right? You can't not like the Beatles, can you? You have to say they're bloody brilliant. These 4 blokes from Liverpool. I mean, you can't stick Liverpool. They're robbing bastards, that lot. I tell you. You know, I mean, they're the worst types. I mean, people go on about Birmingham people, but we're sold to the earth. They go around nicking stuff like that. I mean, some people do. But not like those bloody Liverpudlians. They're all over the place. They've got all sorts. I've had to regularly go back up to Liverpool to get the bloody hubcaps off my car back up there. Or Scouse Mick. Every time he comes down to watch some of the rock bands with me, Scouse bloody Mick is my mate. And then what does he do? Nick me bloody hubcaps. I'm calling them hubcaps for the American audience, right? Because I don't think they know what us British people call them. I won't even say what it is, it'll just confuse you. But anyway, that's not the bloody point. So you got these robbing bastards, right? They form this band, right? They go off to Hamburg. I mean, we all know what goes on in Hamburg, right? They go there, they come back, they get old Ringo Starr on drums. And he's an ugly bugger, isn't he, that bloke? They go to America, everybody loves them, right? Everybody loves them. And back then, all the girls, they all love bloody Elvis Presley. Here they like Billy Fury, all the handsome chaps. They liked all the handsome chaps, the girls did, right? And I was quite an handsome chap when I was a young lad. And so back in the 60s, before I got to the rock, I had like the big quiff going on. And I used to get a couple of the birds every now and then because of the old Elvis Presley thing. I thought, well, Elvis was a good lad. Then the bloody Beatles come out, don't they? And that bloody ugly bugger on drums, he comes out. And next thing is all the girls like an ugly bugger. And all the ugly buggers think they're bloody top of the tree, don't they? And that's the trouble with the Beatles. They couldn't bloody play They were ugly buggers, right? And they stitched some stupid songs about bloody walruses and submarines. And everyone thinks they're bloody geniuses. What was going on with them? Right? You can tell they're a bunch of wimps, though, couldn't you? Because as soon as they got the ladies, as soon as Yoko Ono comes in, here they get all bloody under the thumb, wasn't he, old John Lennon? He was under the bloody thumb. He tried to be the hard one in the group, but he was under the bloody thumb, bloody Yoko Ono. Have you heard her sing? Bloody hell. I mean, I'd say to the cat at the bottom of my garden, come back, cat. Pussycat, come back, because Yoko Ono's bloody turned up and she's shrieking her bloody head off. And he used to get on all the records in the old John Lennon. I can't forgive him for it. And then Paul McCartney does it as well. He gets that vegetarian bird in, doesn't he? Linda McCartney, she's in there. She can't do anything. Or she's baking a bloody veggie pie in the background and then saying a few things. Ringo Starr, he gets bloody married to Barbara Bach. Remember her in Spy Who Loved Me? Bloody hell. Talk about punching above your station. I mean, he literally is punching above his station because I think she's about 2 foot taller than him. Can't stick them. Everyone thinks they're bloody brilliant. And now what are they doing? They're going over to Yoko's house, going through all her drawers, finding a cassette tape. Someone's recording old John Lennon. Now he's dead. They recorded him having a shower, singing about something. Oh, I like to scrub my arse in the bath. In the bath. It's like that. They go, get that, stick it into AI, and we'll make it George Harrison from the grave. We'll get another single out. Called Scratching Your Back. Everyone will love it. Just stick a few chords in. You know the Beatles trick. 3 normal chords and 1 weird one. That's all you got to do. B minor. That's all you got to do. Stick B minor in randomly. Everyone thinks they're bloody composing geniuses. And then make sure you got George Martin there pushing all the buttons. He's pushing all the buttons. I can wire this up, make it sound good. You know this rubbish song you've written? I can wire a few things up, do some backwards reverb, get you singing through a Leslie speaker. Right? And everyone will think you're bloody geniuses, but that's me doing that. I'll even do a good arrangement of Ellen Rigby. You know that one, the boring one about South, everyone's bloody lonely. Who wants to hear a song about being lonely? I don't. I want to hear a song about being a bloody Viking and going raping and pillaging. They never did one song like that. If they're out and about, they're always in some bloody submarine or an octopus's garden. I mean, what the hell's going on with that band? They're bloody saft. They really are saft. They're a saft bloody... I should have put them at number 1. I'm bloody right here. I could do the whole video on the bloody Beatles. I might come back on and do a whole video on the Beatles to explain it. Because no one dare bloody say it, do they? They daren't bloody say it because everything from Liverpool is bloody wonderful, isn't it? Why is that? Why is it? Why not Birmingham? Birmingham's the bloody best town in the bloody UK, not Liverpool. Leave Liverpool out of Manchester. We'll get to them in a minute. Shall I bloody carry on? Right, now here, to be fair, I thought I will put a Birmingham band on. Right, because they do get on my nerves. I don't think they represent Birmingham properly. UB40 represent Birmingham. Black Sabbath represent Birmingham. Judas Priest represent Birmingham. ELO represent Birmingham. If Jeff Lynne or Bev was to come on here, I'll go, you're right, Bev, how you doing? He go, oh, you're right, Brummie Dave. You remember me from the old days? How you doing? Brummie Dave has a wife. I go, she's all right. Because they're Birmingham, it's her salt of the earth. But there's one Birmingham band, they got a little bit above their station, didn't they? Right? And it's Duran Duran. Any band that's named twice is bloody pretentious to start off with. And these are Birmingham lads. I remember them up the rum runner, right? But they decided to go all frilly, didn't they? All frilly, they got all the bloody frills on. They've got all the wrist stuff coming out, all that sort of arrangement, all that type of stuff. And they're all walking around, right, thinking they're bloody Brian Ferry. Right, and they got all their hairspray in there. Bunch of ponces that lot were, I tell you. Right, they like, I couldn't stick it. Now, some of the songs aren't bad. Right, that first one was all right, Planet Earth. Right, I don't mind a song about space, that's always quite good. Then they go and do all sorts of like Hungry Like a Wolf. Wolves aren't bloody hungry. Wolves are well fed, they go around in a pack catching stuff, eating it. Think about it. I mean, if you stuck Simon Le Bon in a forest with a wolf, who do you think's going to eat first? It's going to be the bloody wolf, and he's probably going to eat Simon Le Bon, isn't he? Because Simon Le Bon's not going to be able to protect himself in such a natural sort of calamity happening, is he? He's not going to be able to fight a pack of wolves off, is he? How dare he sing about the wolves like this? It's not on. Hungry like the wolf. He says he's hungry like a wolf. Well, go down, Greg's, mates. What's the matter? Greg's is it too low for you? You got to find some 5-star restaurant because you need to think of Simon Le Bon. Simon Le Bon, That means Simon the Good. Who calls yourself that, Simon the Good? They've all got a load of stupid names. Nick Rhodes. Who's this coming in now? Hello, mate. It's my mate Kevin Gammon. I know him from the old days. I'm Brummie Dave. I'm sitting in for Andy today. You all right, mate?
Yeah.
Are you feeling a little bit better? You've been under the weather, haven't you, mate? Oh, Andy's coming down in a bit. I'll come and see you in a bit, matey.
Okay.
That's my mate Kevin Gammon. He's a bloody legend, he was. He used to play the Band of Joy, that one there. He always pops his head in. He ain't been too good. We got to send him some positive vibes. So make sure you send Kev some funny positive vibes. They think I'm a Brummie legend. I'm nothing compared to that bloke. Nothing. Anyway, have we done Simon Le Bon? Shall we move on? Right, at number 5, I've got Nirvana. Now, they ain't that bad, are they? I mean, when you got all that bloody Mly Crow stuff going on and all that air metal stuff, bloody Poison and all that rubbish, all the bloody makeup come on, then a whole bunch of bands came out and they got us back on track a little bit. I've got to be fair to Nirvana. But the trouble with Nirvana is, Soundgarden, that was a bloody proper band, wasn't it? That was a proper band, some proper riffs, proper singer, you know. And I just thought, that Soundgarden, they're the ones, listen to them. Bloody proper rock that is, isn't it? Sounds doomy. Proper rock should sound bloody doomy. And then Nirvana are there, they got no bloody guitar solos. I just thought, what the hell's all this about? Smells like bloody Teen Spirit. What the hell's that mean? I mean, I didn't get it. I mean, we sang on this thinking about that Spoon Man fella, and he was in the video, wasn't he, playing the spoons? It's good. I liked that. When I was a kid, you know, I used to go around to my auntie Flo's, right? And she'd get on the piano, and my uncle Jeff, he used to get up and play the spoons. He did. He was bloody good. They do some good songs back then. Really good ones. Yeah, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. But that's a good song, that is. Especially if you like coconuts, which I do. I like a coconut. Bloody hard to open though, aren't they? Trying to get inside a bloody coconut. Anyway, I'm going off the subject, which we do in Birmingham a little bit. So they're singing, you do the old spoon. And so I thought the spoon, I thought that's what Soundgarden are doing. They probably do that a bit, aren't they? You know, in their spare time, like they get together. Should we have a go? I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. That bloke comes in with the old spoons on the piano. Chris Cornell could sing that bloody brilliant. Do a big shout right halfway through. Scare the living bloody daylights out of you, couldn't he? Radiohead, they're not in the same league, are they? They're not in the same league. Now, the reason why I've put them in, because they're not that bad, really. I don't mind them. They're not that bad, right? But the thing is with Nirvana, is they're not that round for that long. And then bloody Kurt Cobain, he was a moody type, wasn't he? He was always a bit moody. And the next thing he does, he bloody shoots himself with his shotgun. I mean, what's going on there? Oh, I thought, you saft bugger. I got no sympathy for people like that. I'll tell you what. If you want to sort yourself out, let them sort themselves out if they don't like it. That's what I say. Up in Birmingham, we have no truck with that sort of silliness. But that's not why I don't like them. I'll tell you why I don't like them. Because they had a drummer called Dave Bloody Grohl. And I can't stick him. I can't stick the Foo Fighters. Now you're probably saying, why don't you put the bloody Foo Fighters on? But that's not the bloody point, is it? If we hadn't had Nirvana, we wouldn't have the Foo Fighters. The only reason the Foo Fighters bloody exist is because of Nirvana. Think about it. If there'd been no bloody Nirvana and Dave Grohl's thought in 1994, I'm going to form a band called the Foo Fighters, no one's heard of me, he's recorded that rubbish and taken it to the record label, they would have gone, sling you up, mate, that's a load of bloody rubbish. We're looking at something good like Soundgarden, that's what we want, Pantera, something like that. Not this bloody, like, pop music dressed up as rock music. Bloody rubbish. Sling you up, Dave, go and join the Tom Petty's band or something. You know that. Tom Petty offered him the gig. Tom Petty says, do you want to come and join? Why don't you come and join my band? He says, no, I'm going to film the bloody Foo Fighters. God, Lord preserve us. And the one thing I don't bloody understand, this is how bad the world is, right? With all the rock history, with all that I represent here, sat before you as Brummie Dave, a champion and a herald of the metal and rock that made our bloody Western liberal democracy so bloody great. Think about it. You know, when we went off bloody fighting the Iraqis and all that lot, you got the American soldiers. What are they playing? Rock. That's what they were bloody playing. Might have been Bon Jovi or some rubbish like that. But it's not the bloody point. What's the Iraqis got? All that bloody twangy music. Right? This is why we're so bloody... No one gets it. But now, We live in a world, right, where the best, the representatives of rock are bloody Foo Fighters. And then they got that bloody Taylor Hawkins silly bloke. What's he doing taking drugs at his age? It's not going to end well. I mean, we all stopped taking drugs a long time ago. Right? That's how he pops his clogs. They put this massive bloody gig on. And there they are. And they've got bands like bloody Rush turning up. All these proper bands turning up. Why? For the bloody Foo Fighters. I'll tell you something. Ozzy's bowing out. Have you seen? Ozzy Osbourne's bowing out, right? They've got to have the bloody last gig. I'm trying to get on the bloody guest list, I am. I bought me tickets. When it happens, I'll come back on and tell you what it's all about and what it was like. But I'm trying to get backstage. I mean, all those guys, they know me from the old days, you know. I tried to call Geezer up the other day, but he wouldn't bloody answer. And this like secretary comes on the phone. I said, hello, it's Brummie Dave. I've been trying to get hold of Geezer. He said, down for the old days. And they said, just don't ever ring him up again. They said, don't ever ring him up again. Mr. Bronze. My surname's Bronze. Dave Bronze. I had to make that up on the spot, did. I don't really want anyone to know, because you don't want people to know your surname. If you're on the bloody internet, you don't want to know it, do you? So I'll just move on from there. Right, number 6, I've got Oasis. I mean, they're bloody rubbish, aren't they? Everyone bloody knows it. They think they're a bunch of hard lads, don't they? You know what they think they're hard? Because they never come down bloody Birmingham, did they? We'd have sorted them out if they come down there. We wouldn't put up with a bunch of like blokes like that walking around like they got too much space. They're always walking around like they got too much space, haven't they, Oasis? All walking like this. You know, if you walk through Birmingham like that, you know, came up against maybe some sort of Rastafarian yardie type, they ain't going to last 5 minutes. You know, or maybe in the old days bumped into one of the Futurals. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes, bloody Oasis. What are they going to do? What are they going to do with those porkers? If you push them over, they can't get back up. They're right pretentious lot, they are. Bloody Noel Gallagher and bloody the other one, Liam Gallagher. I don't know which one's worse. I mean, automatically you say Liam because he's a gobbygit, isn't he? Old Liam is a bloody gobbygit, isn't he? Always getting drugs, thinks he can do what he wants, but he picks on the wrong sort, doesn't he? He's always picking on somebody like, I don't know, Damon Albarn or something. I mean, Damon Albarn's a posh boy. He wouldn't. I mean, I'll tell you something. If you got Black Sabbath, even with Ozzy now, as he is, and challenged a fight to bloody Oasis, they'd lose. I mean, I've got to be honest, Bill Ward, Geezer and Ozzy wouldn't be much use, but Tony Iommi's still a fit bloke. I don't know why. And he's a nasty piece of work, Mr. Iommi is, because of his dad. When they used to run the ice cream round Birmingham, his dad had all the ice cream vans, you know. And if they're like the bloody mafia, they are. Who's outside my bloody door trying to come in? It's bloody autograph hunters I've been on last time. They're always coming down. What can I say about them? They're bloody rubbish, aren't they? Rock and Roll Star. Did Ian Gillan have to write a song called Rock and Roll Star? Did he ever do that? No, because he was a rock and roll star. He didn't have to say, I'm a rock and roll star. Only people who aren't rock and roll stars say stuff like that. It's bloody rubbish. And Wonderwall, what about that rubbish? Wonderwall. They nicked that off George Harrison. And he's bloody rubbish from the Beatles. It's all rubbish nicking off rubbish. Oasis, they're bloody rubbish. I mean, it sounds like a drink, doesn't it, Oasis? It's a terrible bloody name. What's good about them? They're getting back together, trying to steal Black Sabbath's thunder when they're not going to bloody have it. Who gives a toss about them getting back together? I don't. Who cares? Them getting up to the stage and do Live for Bloody Ever. They're not going to live forever. Not if they come down Birmingham. That's what I'm saying. Right, shall we move on? Because I've got even something bloody worse now. God, one of the worst bands. Because we're getting really close now. 1, 2, 3. We're at number 4 now. I haven't been saying the numbers. I forgot to do it. Sorry, Andy. Anyway, at number 4, I've got Radiohead. What the hell's that about? Bunch of poshy boys doing music that never gets out of second gear, moaning about stuff, walking around with a wonky eye. What the hell's all that about? You know, or being all limp-wristed, and then they can't even play bloody guitars. They do a couple of albums, they realise they're rubbish, right, compared to a proper bands, right? And then they go, well, let's do it with all electronics. They start doing it all blippy stuff, don't they? Blipping here, blipping there. Right, we're all poshies. Let's put our album out for free. Doesn't matter because we don't need the money because we're all poshies. And they're all there stuck there. They're just not they're just bloody awful. What's that singer called? Tom York? Tom York, God, what? He's like a wet lettuce, he is. Bloody wet lettuce, that bloke, isn't he? Can't stick him. You could blow him over, couldn't you, if he met Radiohead? Couldn't you? One puff. One puff, and I bet there's more than one puff there. One puff, they'd all be bloody on the floor on their backs, they would. Bloody bunch of wimps. It's not like I like violence or anything, but a band should be able to look after themselves. How can you play proper rock if you can't look after yourself? Think about it. Can John Bonham look after himself? Of course he bloody could. Tony Iommi, I mean, I've already explained it. And look at the blokes in Uriah Heep. Mick Box. You don't get a name like that without being able to do a bit of the old, you know, what's that called? Boxing. Was good the noble arts. That's what I was going for. Didn't quite get there. But not been good at the old noble art, the old boxing. I did a bit of boxing in the old days. I did. I used to spar with Joe Bugner. Do you remember Joe Bugner? Didn't like him. Nah. He was bloody rubbish, he was. He's a big head old Joe Bugner. Didn't matter. I'm not doing the 10 worst bloody boxers. Right? But I'll tell you who's the one. He's my bloody hero. Frank Bruno. That's a proper Englishman, that is. That bloke has done more for this country than half the bloody politicians, old Frank Bruno. I'm going to salute the man. I absolutely love him. We had some boxers in the 1980s, Chris Eubanks, Nigel Benn. They're all bloody legends. Did you see the match the other day with the two sons coming out? I had a tear in my eye while Chris comes out with his son. They got on stage to kiss and hug each other. Nobody knows what they did for this bloody country, those chaps. Nobody knows what they did for harmony and the representation of good English men and black English men at that. Makes you proud to be British when you see those chaps. It really bloody does. But Frank Bruno was the one. He was a pioneer, that bloke was. Absolute bloody pioneer. The world loved him. I loved him, old Frank Bruno. Right? And that Frank Bruno was always humble. I mean, he looks like a bloody brick shithouse, doesn't he? You know, if you seen him, it'd be like trying to fight a bloody fridge freezer, wouldn't it, fighting him? Right? Trying to punch Frank Bruno, you wouldn't do it, would you? He could bloody, I mean, look at him. But he was always a gentle fellow, wasn't he? Always humble, very heavy, very humble. That Uriah Heep album could have been named after Frank Bruno. But Oasis aren't like that. They need to take a leaf out of bloody Frank Bruno's book. That's what I say. I'll salute you again, Mr. Bruno, for all you've done. He's one of my heroes, Frank Bruno is. I love him so much. I met him a couple of years ago. He signed my T-shirts. Which one did he sign now? I think I let him sign my Black Sabbath one, actually. I've got all the chaps on there. Oh, what a fella. I'm glad I paid tribute to him. I hope he's bloody watching. He ain't going to be watching it, is he? I hope he does. Somebody tell him. Right, I'm going to move on from Radiohead, because this band I really bloody hate, and I've got a story to tell you about this one. At number, whatever it is, 3, right? At number 3, I've got Simply Red. Right, now I'll tell you a story. I bloody hate Simply Red, right? Bloody hate them. Holding back the tears. He will be bloody holding back the tears, I'll tell you, if I ever meet him. He's a big head, that bloke. He's ginger, right? Got nothing against the gingers. Got no problem with the gingers. Except when they get above their bloody station and start gobbing off how they're the best singer in the country with a whole bunch of rubbish songs. Something got me started. I'll tell you what gets me started. It's a full bloody Mick Up. Can't stick the bloke. He's a big head. He needs to be brought down a peg or two. I said to my wife, if I ever met Mick Up, right, I'll bring him down a peg or two. Right? He needs to learn the hard bloody way. When I first started, right, when I first was a lad back in the 1960s, I used to go down to New Street Station and I used to take my shoe shining out apparatus down. And I'd say, anybody want their bloody shoe signed? I could say it better back then, but with teeth a bit more. I'll do that bit again. Anybody want their shoes shined? And blokes would say, yeah, you can shine my shoes, young chap. Do it. And they put their foot on, and I'd be there shining away. They gave me like 5p or something like that. stick it in my back pocket, save it up, and I could buy myself some bloody albums like Steppenwolf or whatever was coming out the United States before Black Sabbath came and made music good. Anyway, I used to say to my wife, Mick Up, right, he's all left-wing, all socialist. He wants everyone to share their money out. But I'll bet you he's never been up New Street Station, has he? Shining people's shoes like me. I bet he's never had to do that ever, not in his life, not once. Never has he had to do it. If I ever meet him, he'll shine my bloody shoes. That's what I told him. She said, you can't do that. She said, Mick Up, no. Anyway, we go out once. He's gigging in Birmingham. And what does everyone want to do when they're in Birmingham? They want to go up Ladywood, don't they? Get themselves a curry. Go up the Balti belt, perhaps. And I felt like a bit of a curry. You know, this is the national dish of Birmingham. So we go, we sat in the curry house. Sorry about this. And I'm eating a chicken tikka danzak, full strength. Right, I've got a Priory on there. I've got me pillow rice there going like that, and I've got a side order of tandoori chicken, and I'm sat there eating it. Well, I'm sweating a bit, but I'm bloody all right. Okay, and I'm looking in there, and it's all full of the Indian fellas because they're the ones who do it. All the waiters, they're all bloody in there doing their thing, and then Mick Up comes in, and he's standing out like a sore bloody ginger thumb. Oh, I said to the wife, you're not going to bloody believe this. She said, what is it? I said, it's Mick Up over there. And she said, oh, bloody hell, you're not going to do it. I said, I am going to do it. Oh, don't, Dave, don't. It'll be embarrassing. I said, no, I'm bloody doing it. I said, I'd do it. I said, I'd do it. So I walked over and said, oi, Mick. He said, what do you want? And I said, I want you to shine my shoes. He goes, what you bloody talking about? I said, I want you to shine my shoes. You've never done a decent day's work in your bloody life. Look at your little funny little hands, and you felt his hand and grabbed his hand like that. I was holding his hand. He didn't like it. I said, they're like soft lady hands. Mick Up's got these soft lady hands. I said, you've never done a proper day's work. You never worked on a building site, have you, Mick? Have you? Admit it. He's starting to get all shifty. He didn't like it. You know, he was getting angry. Right, and he squared up to me like this, Mick did. And I said, just watch it, mate. And I just lightly touched him on his chest. And with the weight of all the ginger hair, it knocked him off balance and he fell back like this. And he got back up, he comes back. And I said, you know what you're doing now, mate, don't you? He said, what? I said, you're holding back the tears now, aren't you, mate? He got really upset and he said, right, I'm not having it, you Brummie fool. And we go outside and we had this fight. I mean, it took me about 3 minutes. Right, and eventually I got his hand up behind the back, you know, that sort of thing like that, and I got him there. And I said, right, Hucknall, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to stop me from breaking your little bloody arm, lady arm? And he said, I'll do anything you want, Dave. And so I said, you're going to have to shine my shoes. That's what you're going to have to do, Mick. And I said, I'm not doing that. And I said, I'm going to make you do it. And worse than that, you're going to make you do it on camera. He's here now, shining my shoes, Mick. You're down there.
What's going on?
You're shining my shoes. How
I?
shiny are they? I don't think they're shiny enough. Come on, Brion, see the audience. What, you don't want to? Just stick your head up a little bit. That's it. There he is, shining away. You didn't bloody believe me, did you? There he is, shining away the old shoes. Oh, he's got a brilliant stroke, this bloke has, I'll tell you, old Mick. He's very good at it, and I think he's learned his lesson now. Mick, I think you've done enough now. Yeah. What do you want to do now? Do you want to wash my car? Yeah. Okay, Mick. I'll let you off in a minute. You've done your duty, and I think I've brought you down, so you can go back down now. See, you didn't bloody believe it. I'll have to tell Andy I got guest on bloody Mick Hucknall, shining my shoes. He was shining my shoes. That's what he was doing, shining my shoes. He was shining them. He's got his bloody polish here, haven't you? What sort of polish are you using? He's using black boot polish. I'll stick some of that on your hair, mate. Try and tamper it down, because it's hurting my bloody eyes. I've got sunglasses on. Anyway, shall we move on? Right, at number 9, I'm not a big fan of punk. They're damned all right. I do quite like the Stranglers. They're quite good. What do you think, Sex Pistols there or what? But there's one bloody band I can't stick. I'm in agreement with Andy here. It's the bloody Clash. Can't stick the Clash. What a load of bloody rubbish, right? Now look at them, right? You've got a lead guitarist and singer called Joe Strummer, right? Now, do you want to know why he's called Joe Strummer? The reason why he's called Joe Strummer, because that's all he can bloody do. Uli John Roth, Randy Rhodes, they wouldn't have called him Uli Strummer, would they? Because he could do a little bit more than just bloody strum, Joe. Right? The drummer, old Topper Head, and he wasn't too bad. But, I just thought they were bloody rubbish. Didn't you? Like London Calling and all that stuff. And they're supposed to be punk. They don't sound very punky to me. They sound a little bit laid back. A lot of bloody rock and roll pastiches going on with the old Clash. I don't think they're very good. Now that Joe Strummer, it's him I don't really like. Because he just seemed to be a little bit pretentious for my liking. And I did some reading up about him. And his dad was like a bloody diplomat. And his dad sent him off to private school and he was a posh boy. And then when the punk thing happens, because he's a posh boy, he's been in all these public schools, he comes down, right, and he goes and sees all the other punk bands and goes, I'm going to try and do that, do a bit of that. And he puts a band together. The rest of them all right, but that's what Joe Strummer said. He was a posh boy. And in the end, right, what happened is that you got all the music critics, and they all love the punk. They turn against the rock. They don't like the rock. They call it all dinosaurs, Led Zeppelin and all that. They shouldn't have done that, Black Sabbath. They shouldn't have done this, right? I mean, Black Sabbath could bloody play any of those punk bands into a cocked hat. A cocked hat they could play them into. Anyway, so they start doing all this stuff. The critics loved them. And then they find out Joe Strummer's a posh boy because all them writers, if you're going to write, you know, I mean, how many classic rock journalists have come out of Birmingham? I'll tell you none. Because I'll tell you, the literacy rate's a lot lower around here. Because, Birmingham people we're basically designed to use forges. That's all it is. Blast furnaces. Make things out of steel. I can make something out of steel right now if you wanted. Do you want me to make something out of steel? You don't believe, always bring a bit of steel with me. Do you want to see this good British steel here? Look at this, chaps. How about that for a bit of steel? This is my steel sheet I've got here. Got to make something out of it. That's what a Birmingham person does. Make stuff out of steel. I might make something for a ship. A ship's hook. Something like that. Out of steel, might do something like that. Or maybe a sword. Anyway. I forgot what I was bloody talking about. Anyway, the Clash. So all the journalists, they're all from London. And they all love the bloody Clash, right? Because they find out Joe Strummer's a posh boy. Oh, let's pick on them. You know, and then they go, we'll pick on you, but you're a bit posh, Joe. He says, I've got a plan here, don't worry about it. I'm going to dress like a South American revolutionary. Bloody hell. I might look like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean at the moment, right? like the chaps from Pirates of the Caribbean have joined a motorcycle gang. I know I look like that. I know I look like that. But I've always looked like this. I'm putting this on now. I never used to wear one of these bloody things here. It's probably a bit suicidal tendencies. This is here, isn't it, for me? I thought I'd try it out for this. I don't like it. It's a bit too tight now. It's hurting my head. You know, but I've got a bit of the old grey. Look, can you see? Look, can you see here? Got a bit of the old grey coming in. Right, and this hair dye with all the bloody, everything shooting from the roof. I can't afford the bloody Just for Men. I ain't got much to say about the Clash. It's just a bloody load of rubbish. Right, you're not going to believe I got number one. My most hated band is Iron Maiden. Right, I hate Iron Maiden. Now, they've done some good tracks. I ain't going to knock their music, right? But I'll tell you why I hate Iron Maiden. Did you see who Andy had here? Sat right where I'm sat now. Do you know what was bloody here? West Midlands legend, not a Birmingham legend, but a West Midlands legend, Mr. Brion Tatler from Diamond Dead. Right, there was so many bloody brilliant bands around in 1979-80, right? And Diamond Head were one of them, right? Venom, there's a whole bunch of incredible bands out there. Def Leppard up north, right? Up in Sheffield, don't mind them. They can make stuff out of steel, can't they? Old Sheffield up there, they can make all sorts of cutlery and stuff. And there's so many good bloody new wave of British heavy metal bands. But who did they have to get behind? The London one, didn't they? They did, didn't they? Now, I don't mind them, but they're a bit gallopy, aren't they? Everything's like... I mean, we got bloody Motorhead, haven't we? Think of what that sounds like. Think about what My Evil sounds like. What do I mean? Sound like... Like that's all galloping along, aren't they? And I think what it is, because, they're good working class lads. They've got nothing against the Iron Maiden. Steve Harris is a good bloke. They're all good blokes, right? All good blokes, got nothing against them. They just happen to be in London, and so that's why they got so big. God knows what they got so big, right, with their gallopy metal. But the point is here, right? So they're going... It's like Dick Turpin music, isn't it? So they got this gallopy metal going. They got a perfectly good singer with them, Paul Di'Anno. They were good then. I liked them. I saw them with Diamond Head, Paul Di'Anno. I liked them. I thought they're all right. Paul Di'Anno's all right. Needs to grow his hair a bit, but he's all right. The late great Paul Di'Anno, rest in peace, mate. Anyway, they then get rid of him, right? And they get someone. This bloke comes in, this posh boy, he's like a sword fighter. He's a sword fighter, an airline pilot. He's like a cross between bloody Douglas Bader and someone who's good at sword fighting. Like, he's good at sword fighting. Basil Rathbone I was going to go for. Basil Rathbone was an actor who used to play Sherlock Holmes, you remember, in the old films. But he was actually, you don't realise, it's a bloody fact I'm going to give you now. Basil Rathbone was the best swordsman in Hollywood. So if you imagine if you got Basil Rathbone and you mixed him with Douglas Bader, right? You get bloody him. Bruce Dickinson. Do you know what he's called himself before? He was called Bruce Dickinson. He was calling himself Bruce. When he was playing in old Samson with old Thundersticks on drums with the mask on, you know, that bloody wrestler fella they had on drums, right? So you got like him called Bruce, right? Now, do you remember what I said about it? It's poshies. They have to call everything twice, don't they? Like Duran, Bruce. I mean, fair play to Iron Maiden when they joined in and said, we're not having any of that bloody Bruce. You can go back to Bruce Dickinson. And I can't stick him in his vocals. It's all over the place, all wobbly and all over the place. You don't need that for rock. Bruce, take a leaf out. Stop all the sword fighting, bloody flying your hair playing round. It's Bruce Dickinson. Take a leaf out of Ozzy's book. That's how you sing rock. That's how you do it. Right? He's too bloody good, isn't he? When Bruce Dickinson sings a note, if say that's the note, he just sings it like this. He goes, yeah. He puts all that wobbly stuff on it, doesn't he? Good proper singer. Ozzy doesn't do that. He doesn't need to do it. What Ozzy does, he'll just hit that note, like that, with no vibrato, what it's called vibrato, and he'll slide up into it. He'll go, like that. That's how you bloody sing rock, not like Bruce Dickinson. And then they get massive, they take up the whole bloody world. Before you know it, it's like they're saving their daughter from the slaughter. I mean, what's all that about? Bloody hell, I think I've got to the end of this list. Did you enjoy it? That was my 10 worst bands of all time. Bloody rubbish they are. And so, I wore myself out doing that, actually. It's bloody hard work. Andy earns his money, I'll tell you that now. He couldn't bloody shine his shoes. Hey, Mick, how you getting on now? Can you start on the other one now? Mick, what are you doing? You can't have a bloody break. Anyway, like and subscribe, become a Patreon and all that type of stuff. And, you know, just all you got to do is just support the channel, support old Dad, because he's not a bad chap. He's a bit pretentious. He's not bad. I'm getting into this now. I'm getting into the rhythm of it. I've got natural rhythm. We all have us brummies. Anyway, I'm going to sit back and enjoy my shoes being shine. Next time you see me, they'll be like bloody mirrors. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Come on, Mick, hurry up.